Bring your A game to Sacramento, they said. It will be fun, they said. Well, right now, the Astros look about as lifeless as it can be. Can they turn it around with 5 games after tonight? We'll see.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talkstros. Find Brett at H-Town Wellhouse. You can find the show at Locked On Astros. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts, go and check us out. Whether it's the off season, which may come sooner than we think, the postseason, regular season, whatever it is, the Locked On Astros podcast is here. We've been doing this combined 18 years. So go and make the Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. So the Astros, like you said, went to Sacramento. They should have brought their A game, but unfortunately, the lights, you can blame it on the lights, blame it on just pop-ups that were dropped and bad plays. But it just seemed like nothing was going right in tonight's game. We'll go ahead and talk about that. Christian Javier, he wasn't terrible, but just bad play behind him. And the offense just couldn't get anything going after the bases loaded. Cam Smith had a sacrifice fly, and then they just started mowing down Astros hitters from there. The Red Sox and the Guardians win. The Tigers lost, but doesn't matter if the Astros continue to lose. And we'll go and talk about some injury updates and who's pitching for Game 2 for the Houston Astros. We still don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, at this point, who cares? I mean, Seattle got a bases clearing double by Josh Naylor to win 4-3. They were losing 3-2 to the Rockies, or 3-1 to the Rockies, and then they can't come back and win it. So they clinched their playoff spot. We knew they were probably headed to the playoffs. And they're playing with the vigor, and you just wonder, did the Astros do enough at the trade deadline? Did they do enough this season? Of course, everybody's going to point to injuries. But at the end of the day, the game tonight versus the homeless Athletics is absolutely a piss poor showing by the Houston Astros. I don't care if Jeremy Pena is on the bench. Jeremy Pena wasn't the reason why that ball dropped in the infield. I made a comment on X earlier about Christian Javier didn't even look up to see where the ball was to know that maybe I should get out of the way because the pitcher is the last person who should be fielding it, right?
And where's Yainer Diaz?
Where's Yainer Diaz? Where's Christian Walker?
Christian Walker could not see it. He put his hands up and said he couldn't see it. The only person that could see it was Carlos Correa.
Okay. Well, but that's the thing. The second he threw the pitch, Javier looked down and started walking off the field like it was done. And I'm like, how do you not look up and have wherewithal about yourself or enough pride in your game to look up and actually try to make a play? And then the outfield blunder. And then early I heard them say, Jake Myers with a off balance throw. No, Jake Myers doesn't have an arm, isn't throwing anybody out. He isn't throwing out. I mean, even Kyle Schwarber at the plate from first to home. I'm sorry. He's just not. He's got a raggedy arm. He's got a great glove, but his arm is terrible. This team looked lifeless. They look cooked. They look like they're done. And I don't care how much issues or how many issues a team gives you in the Oakland A's or the Sacramento A's, whatever you want to call them. There's no reason why you go up there and have such a feeble attempt at a game like you do tonight and look absolutely awful. So right now, it doesn't matter what other teams do because this team seems like they're done.
Yeah, and they were basically held hitless. I'm not sure if they got a hit in that final inning. I wasn't really paying attention, but they're basically like limited throughout the rest of the game, and just felt like the Astros just had no, like they left the bats at home. They left everything at Dyken Park. They forgot the bats, and maybe they had some loner bats in the first couple innings, but outside of that, they had nothing tonight. And you would think that with the season on the line, with only 6 games left, they would have some more like I guess urgency. And like Joe Espada talked about, well, we left right after the last game with the Mariners. We wanted to get into Sacramento. We had this good team building exercise. We went out to dinner and we bonded as a team, knowing that this is it and how important these next 6 games are. If that's the case, I know sometimes you run into good pitching, but Jeffrey Springs is not this elite pitcher. But sometimes you just make these guys look like elite pitchers. And
right. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't understand it. And I'm sitting here trying to find a silver lining here. The only silver lining that there is that if the Guardians sweep the Tigers, right now the Tigers have a half game lead on the Astros for the final wild.
No, it's still a game lead.
Oh, it is a full game now?
Yeah, they just haven't updated yet.
Oh, okay. God,
by the way, it's official because the Astros officially lost 5-1.
Okay, you will know. Yeah, I knew it was official, dude. I mean, yeah, it was official as we were coming on air. Yeah, so 84 and 73, Tigers are 85 and 72. So if you win tomorrow and the Tigers lose tomorrow, you're tied with them. If you win the last game of the series, you win 2 out of 3 and the Tigers get swept, then you're up a full game on the Tigers going into the final 3 games. And then you have at least a fighter's chance because the Kansas City Royals and the Mariners and the Rangers have both been eliminated. So everybody's done except for the teams that are still in it. And the Astros, believe it or not, still have a chance. Believe it or not, there's still a chance that they find life. But Eric, I'm not convinced, man. It's almost like, I don't want to say they don't care, but good Lord, it sure freaking feels that way, man. I mean, I don't get it.
No hits after the 3rd inning. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like nothing. And it just, why? Like now it's like, if you won all 6 games, you probably would have guaranteed a shot in the postseason. No matter what it was, because one of the teams, the Tigers or the Guardians, was guaranteed to lose a game here or there. But now the fact that the most you can win is 5, and I just don't see this team winning 5 straight games because they can't even score first. And it seems like every time recently they can't score first, they lose. They did that with the Rangers. They scored first and they swept them. And then versus Mariners, the Mariners scored first. Of course, they won. And in this game, the A's, it's late, y'all. I'm tired. The A's scored first and the Astros did tie them, to their credit. So they didn't have the lead the entire time like the Mariners series. But you can tell pretty quickly that it just wasn't the Astros game today. The Seattle's magic number to clinch the AL West is now 1. So all they need is a Mariners win or an Astros loss to secure the AL West. So you can kiss that baby goodbye. I don't know what Fangraphs has that right now, but it's probably 99.9% chance of the Mariners winning.
You now are in the conversation of you're just hoping to get in the wild card. But here's my question. Let's just say they make the wild card. The regular season ends Sunday. The playoffs start Tuesday. Okay. And I asked Mike this last night. Do you trust Framber Valdez if they choose to throw him in game 1? Do you trust him? And Mike Stanton of all people, said no. He doesn't trust him not because of what he's capable of, but what he's done all the second half of the season. Right. And then at that, Jeremy Pena, it's a 2-day thing. Oh no, it'll be a few days, maybe a couple more days. So you don't even have I don't know. I don't know what to think. Can we start talking about spring training? I mean, is it too soon?
Yes, it's too soon. But guys, we'll go ahead and continue this discussion next. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Hey guys, let's talk about Ruget. You probably heard of Viagra or Cialis, maybe you even tried them. But if you're looking for something that goes beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Ruget Go Long. That's where Ruget Goes Long comes in. It's not just another ED pill. It's the total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medicines and 1 dual action formula, so you can go hard and go the distance, just like you do at the golf range. The effects can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day on the golf course. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatments ships directly, discreetly right to your door. If prescribed, your treatment ships right to your door, just like it's a box of golf balls. So ready to level up your confidence in your bedroom? Head to RUGIET.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure you use our promo code so they know that we sent you.
That's right. That's right. And this episode is brought to you by Gametime. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live, the energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, even if it's in Sacramento. But actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Look, you log in, the screens, the surprise fees, they take the fun out of it. That's why I use Gametime. They have to give you the advantage back to the fan. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. When you check out the zone deals, which I love, it will pick the section for you. I'll pick the section. It picks the seats. I love it. I save big. Honestly, it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's less stressful than any other way that I've bought tickets. So download the Gametime app today and create an account and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go and subscribe to us. Go and make first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, go and check us out. So I know as Astros fans, we're all a little bummed right now, but just imagine what life has been for Guardian fans this year. I mean, you had the whole gambling scandal, and then you trading away players at the trade deadline, going through like a 10-game losing streak and then another 10-game losing streak, something like that. On July 8th, they were 15 and a half games back. On September 1st, they're 10 and a half games back. On September 10th, they were 9 and a half games back. But now they have overtaken the Tigers for the Central Division. This has been one of the best comeback stories that we've seen. In fact, this is one of the largest September deficits overcome to tie or take the lead in divisions since 1969.
Wow.
2025 Guardians, 11 games back. The 1964 Cardinals were 8.5 games back. The 1964 Reds were 8.5 games back. So it's just amazing what the Guardians have done. And the Guardians have a chance to help the Astros here. And the Astros, all they have to do is just win.
That was a really long diatribe to get to the Astros, Eric. You didn't have to toot the horn of the Guardians. Hello, this is Eric, Locked On Guardians, third host. Good Lord, Jeff loves you right now. I hope Jeff from Locked On Guardian sees this because that should make headlines in Cleveland. Holy crap. Eric just openly campaigned for the Guardians, but what he was really doing was telling you that there's still hope for the Astros. That was a painful stroke of truth that I had to sit through. And I don't use that word lightly, the word stroke lightly, because I don't like having heart issues. But oh my gosh, this team is 100% dependent on somebody else. I mean, the Guardians are where they are because they've been playing their you-know-what's off. And I just, it's just tough. It's tough because you know what this team's been through. You know what this team is capable of. But at the end of the day, Eric, I think with the most injured team in Major League Baseball history, okay? Another thing is that we have got to clean house with this medical staff. There is no reason why any of those guys keep their job after this season. Somebody's got to take one for the team. And the players are here. The players that are signed, they're here. But you got to do something about these injuries, about coming back, about bringing guys back too early, about not doing imaging. Talk about, we're going to start doing imaging. That should never come out of a GM's mouth. Well, we're going to start doing extra things to make sure that our $1 million assets are able to get back on the field. What? Like, this is the blind leading the blind. And then, honestly, how do you have a team come out the way they came out tonight and say or even think that you were prepared? Okay. Joe Espada, yes, he's done great things with this team, and this team is where they are without the injuries, maybe in spite of him or maybe with him. But when you're in leadership, it's always your fault. And I don't know that he falls. I don't know that he gets the axe if the Astros don't make the playoffs, but it definitely makes that decision a little bit more understandable if it happens. Get this, Joe Girardi went to the playoffs as a Yankees manager, won manager of the year, and then got fired that next offseason. So there is a precedent of people doing stuff in a season and still being let go. My thing is that going to be Joe Espada at the end of the season, despite being a top 3 or top 5 candidate for manager of the year, because you know he's going to get votes?
Yeah, I don't think I know a lot of people are going to say it is on Espada, but I think that this was a situation where you can't control Jose Altuve swinging at sliders outside the strike zone, swinging at everything. You can't control that. That's just who he is. But you can't control his regression. You can't control that Christian Walker can't hit at Dyken Park. He can hit on the road, but he's just a shell of himself at Dyken Park. You can't control the fact that Yainer Diaz can't control himself sometimes. Sometimes he looks like the same type of player.
But when you go out, though, and you have games like this where the team doesn't look like they have fight, where the team doesn't look like they're prepared to play the game, that's up to the manager. The manager's job is to get your team ready to play. And there have been a lot of games where he has, but he hasn't. I mean, not like tonight. No, I'm sorry. Yes, some of this is going to fall on the manager tonight, right? Because that team looked like it wasn't ready to play. You don't make 2 or 3 fielding errors and get guys on base and not score them in a game that will affect the end of your season the way it is without turning and looking at the manager. Okay. Because when my teams that I coach underperform, I look at myself and I see, what did I do as a coach that I could have done better? And bottom line is it's on him too. It's not just on the offense underperforming. It's on everybody. You win as a team, you lose as a team. So I'm not saying that it's one per. I'm not saying it's only Joe. I'm not putting it all on him, because the players have absolutely crapped the bed in multiple scenarios, right?
Right.
At the end of the day, something's got to change, though, because the clubhouse culture thing is not going to be the mantra anymore. It's going to be, we've got to revamp this thing.
Well, even if you get rid of Joe Spada, you get rid of the hitting coaches, and you go ahead and get rid of the GM, most likely you're going to keep the same hitters here. And who you're going to bring in, that's going to really make a radical
clean house. I'm not saying I didn't
know.
say fire
I'm
everybody.
just saying what everybody is thinking right now.
Oh yeah.
Let's get rid of everybody. Let's just fire. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Okay. So this is the pulse of the fan base overall. This is collecting everybody's thoughts at once. They want Yiner gone. They want Jose Altuve traded. They want Yordan Alvarez traded. They want Joe Espada fired. They want Snitker fired. They want the med staff fired. Actually, I do. They want Jim Crane to sell the team. They want Dana Brown fired. Look, Larry King. Larry King. Wow. Is this the Larry King from the famous talk
I doubt
show?
it.
He said, get rid of everybody. Even the guy selling popcorn in the 125 section. He's
come on,
probably, I'm just saying. But it's scorched earth right now, and that's where this fan base is. But I understand it because it's frustrating. And, at the end of the day, guys, believe it or not, they got 5 games left. And believe it or not, there's still a chance.
Well, are you going to bet on the Houston Astros going to the World Series next year? We'll go ahead and talk about that over this season. Over the off season, but right now the Astros are still in on it. So we'll go ahead and give some energy updates, some injury updates next. So thank you for making the Locked On Astros podcast your first listen.
See, this is what you got to do. You just got to go to FanDuel. FanDuel's a great place. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel's making sure you're ready for kickoff each day of the week, whether it's Thursday, whether it's Sunday, whether it's Monday Night Football. It doesn't matter because right now new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. This may be a good week to bet $5 on the Texans because chances are they're probably going to win because they are 0-3. And I think the law of averages is in their favor. I'm not saying that's an official betting line, but I'm just saying, why not? Because it makes every game more exciting. Whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup like myself, it's quick and easy and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. It doesn't matter what team you go for. Just go bet $5 and you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet today.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Go ahead and make us first listen, Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Brett, I want you to go ahead and get your pen and pencil out. I want you to take some receipts because Al says that if the Astros go 5-0, they'll go streaking. And also the main one I want to put up here is eman84. If the Astros go 5-0 the rest of the way, I'll shave my head. So if the Astros do go 5-0, E-Man, you're going to have to go ahead and shave your head. Give us a video. We'll go and put it on the podcast. So you'll go ahead and have your 5 seconds fame there. But we'll go and pull your receipts on that. Brett's very good at that. But the Astros, they have it. They have a chance.
Hold on.
Still.
Wait, how am I the guy that pulls receipts? What are you talking about?
Just kidding.
Okay. No, I get receipts pulled on me. Do you remember that famous year in 2022? You remember that? That was fun.
Yeah. And somebody in here is going to go ahead and become a Brewers fan. So because they don't want to be Astros fan anymore. If y'all want to jump off the bandwagon, that's fine. Brett and I are going to be Astros fans, and we'll be here throughout the off season, regular season, postseason, if there is a postseason. We are the Locked On Astros podcast for a reason. We are your team every day, and we'll be here no matter what. Sometimes we'll be sad. Some days we'll be happy. Some days we'll be pissed off. But that's just the life of a fanatic and just somebody that talks about the Astros every day. But injury updates. We were told 2 days for Jeremy Pena. I kept on asking, does that mean 2 games or 2 days? But apparently he was taking batting practice and still felt a little thing down there in his oblique. And like Jeff Blum said on broadcast, you don't really want to mess with oblique. So if it's still sore, they're going to keep him out. So apparently it's another 2-day thing. So this 2-day thing is going to turn into 4-day. Before you know it, it's going to be a 6-day, and he's not going to play the rest of the season.
Well, folks, no matter whether you're a fan or not, whether you're a bandwagoner, whether you're a 17er, we are where we are because of, I think, the obvious things that this team has had to fight through. I mean, think about when they were at their best. It was essentially piecemealing almost a AAA lineup. You took off and you had a guy named Isak Paredes come to town who was crushing the ball, leading the team, upping your pitches per at bat average alone just by his, just by the at bats he was taking. And then the famed Dodger series, that's when the tides turned. After that sweep, it's been downhill since then. And you just really, there's not a whole lot to say other than you got to gather your troops together tomorrow before the game and say, well, boys, it's up to you. Like, do you want to fight? Do you really want to play tomorrow? Do you want tomorrow's game to mean more than this game? Then you got to go out there and fight. And we can't lick our wounds. We can't make excuses. We are where we are. And we're the only ones that can get us out of this. So this is a blue collar H-Town fight hard type of thing. And so at the end of the day, what is going on? Correa's quote, come on, Michael can't cherry pick Correa's quote, I'm coming back to win championships. Well, he does still have a better chance to win a title here than he does in Minnesota. So there's that.
Right.
And I think this team's going to look a lot different next year. But then again, is it? It all depends on what Crane wants to do. And I wonder if Crane will draw the ire, or if Joe Espada or anybody else is drawing the ire of Jim Crane, to where Jim Crane wants to make some wholesale changes. They're not going to re-sign Framber Valdez, so he's pretty much gone. They still have the looming contracts. Do you re-sign Pena? Do you not re-sign? Do you extend Pena? Do you extend Hunter Brown? They're both Boris clients, I believe. And if you can do that, you can solidify those two positions. But right now, game 2 versus the homeless Athletics looms. And the game, Hunter Brown will start tomorrow. Okay, very cool. Good job, Hunty. I just hope that your offense backs you up, because you've been dealing and your team has not been backing you up. But tonight's game, the way it started with the first at bat by the Athletics and just hitting that bleeder to right field and on a grounder, and getting that double. And it was just like, oh, here we go. And then when that first one was scored off that error, I'm like, see, this makes all the sense in the world. Yeah. And so, hey man, I don't know what they're going to do, Eric. They look pretty sad right now.
Yeah. The last time the Astros and the Texans both have not made the playoffs, you have to go back all the way to 2014. So it's been a long time since both those teams. I know the Texans have not been very good.
2016. You mean they didn't make the playoffs?
That the Astros or the Texans.
Or the Texans. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was the case. That's the case right now. But I guess at the end of the show, we kind of forgot about something big. Something was approved today. The ABS system is coming to Major League Baseball next year, where it was approved 92 with MLB getting robot umpires. And here are some of the rules. Each team will get 2 challenges and can keep them if they're successful. Challenges can only be initiated by a pitcher, catcher, or batter, and the request must come right after a pitch. To signal a challenge, the pitcher, catcher, or batter will tap his hat or helmet to let the umpire know. No help from the dugout or other players on the field is allowed. In extra innings, a team will be awarded a challenge if it's none remaining in the inning. So this would be
so
the
here's
case
my
in
question.
spring training, the regular season, and the playoffs.
Okay, it's a challenge system, but the automatic balls and strike system's not calling the balls and strikes, correct?
No.
Okay. I want the system calling the balls and strikes like they did in AAA. That's what I want. I don't want a challenge system. 2 challenges isn't enough. If you're going to put a challenge system in, just put into the umpire's ear like you did in AAA, and it was seamless. You know, it tells you whether it's a ball or strike, and you let the ABS system call the balls or strikes. That's what I want. If we're going to do this challenge thing, just let the robo dudes call the game, because the strike zone for the last series was pathetic. The strike zone tonight was ridiculous, horrendous. I mean, it's like they're getting guys that are purposely like have horrible vision behind the plate making these calls. I want to see it go further. If you're going to go part of the way, just go freaking all the way, because eventually it's going to get there. And if the umpire's feelings are hurt, screw them. I don't care, because they miss a lot of games. They mess up a lot of games, especially when you get to the playoffs. It sucks when a play ends. It's kind of like, what was it, the Dodgers and Giants a few years back when there was a game ended on a check swing called strike, and he didn't even swing hardly across the plate. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I just say bring it all in.
Yeah, I think that the ABS system is also going to adjust to players' height, where they're batting in the like.
Yeah,
where
it did that in AAA. Yeah, it literally. Yeah, it's not like a static box. That box moves up and down. So for Altuve, down here, Jordan up here, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I think we can blame injuries, but a lot of it has to do with inconsistent offense, a pitching that you don't really know who's going to be in the starting rotation. You've dealt with a lot of injuries, a lot of players that came back that went out with more injuries. So the Astros, I know other teams have dealt with injuries, but like we've said, the Astros have historically dealt with a lot of injuries this year. And not to make excuses, but you kind of want to root for a team to do this despite all the obstacles, if they could still somehow make it to the playoffs. But they got to get out of their own way, and that starts with Hunter Brown on the mound. And you got to get some more offense, because like Hunter Brown can go out there, throw a shutout for 7 innings, and then the offense doesn't score anything for 7 innings. Then another pitcher comes in, gives up a run, the Astros lose 1-0. That's just how it's been going recently. But hopefully we can hope for some better results in tomorrow's game, because staying up this late, West Coast games suck. I hope that they do these expansion where we get a actual central slot where we don't have to stay up for all these late games like we do. But anything else, Brent?
No. No, just stop embarrassing us, Astros. Go out there and act like you care and win a damn game.
They do care. It's just they're struggling right now, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Actions speak louder than words. Don't tell me you care without showing me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord, at least make a dinner or something.
All right, guys, that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. Go and follow us on X at Locked On Astros, and we are going to get to sleep right now because we are both tired, and we will see y'all tomorrow. And Brett,
don't screw it up, Astros.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
Oh, go Stros.